Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? I hope you all are having an amazing, blessed day, man. If you clicked on this video, then you already know what to expect, man, by the title and thumbnail. You know we have been going crazy lately with reacting to TikToks and things that will potentially change our mind and change our reality. Well, today, as you see, we're going to do it again. Make sure if you all enjoy this video that you give it a huge thumbs up. And more importantly, join me live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We go live on YouTube and react to everything live. So if that sounds like something you all want to join and be a part of, then be my guest. But without further ado, let's get into this video.
Lil Nas X is getting backlash for a song he hasn't even released yet, and here's why. He's also publicly addressed it. It's King Asante, and let's talk about it. Lil Nas recently unveiled the cover art for his new single. He said, quote, "My new single is dedicated to the man who has had the greatest comeback of all time. The name of the song is J Christ, and it will be out this Friday." He also posted a video where he's on a cross and transforms into an angel, but he's gotten tons of backlash with this recent announcement, with people saying Christianity has turned to mockery. He was just praising the devil, and now this. Another person said, "This man cannot survive without controversy, whether it's through sexuality or religion. He's always got to take the tacky, cheap, knockoff controversy way." And he's actually addressed some of these comments by tweeting this out. He said, "The crazy thing is, nowhere in the picture is a mockery of Jesus. Jesus's image is used throughout history and people's art all over the world. I'm not making fun of this shit. Y'all just gotta stop trying to gatekeep a religion that was here before any of us were born." He also tweeted and deleted, "I'm not mocking God. I'm a born again Christian." And I genuinely cannot wait to hear his new song. Lil Nas X is getting backlash for a song
he has been receiving a lot of backlash. If you all watch my previous content, they've been on him, and it seems like he only does that towards a particular group. But I promise y'all, if he chose to do this to some other people, I bet you he won't, because he'll be forced to make an apology. And a lot of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about.
Tesla's gotten to where it's gotten with no advertising at all.
Wow.
I understand that.
Tesla currently sells twice as much in terms of electric vehicles as the rest of electric car makers in the United States combined. Tesla has done more to help the environment than all other companies combined. It would be fair to say that, therefore, as a leader of the company, I've done more for the environment than everyone else, any single human on Earth.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that?
Yeah, no, I'm asking you personally how you feel about that, because we're talking about power and influence, and
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil.
That's true.
Okay?
That's true. That's probably the most important thing that I've ever heard Elon Musk say. People will be looking good but doing evil. And I do want that to resonate in a lot of you all heads, because I tell you that all the time. Like, do not dim yourself. Live your purpose, and do not get money, fortune, and fame off of other people's dements, because it will all come back into you at the end. And one thing that also stood out, that he said that he cares about the reality of goodness and not just the perception.
Came out, we started buying songs. We own these two songs called Runaround Sue and The Wanderer by Dion and the Belmonts. And under the old Copyright Act, you had to renew after 28 years. And if you didn't renew, you lost the copyright. I got a call from the chairman of the Warner Publishing Company saying, "We screwed up. We forgot to renew one of Michael's copyrights. And we'll write a check." Michael doesn't need money. Well, what can we do? You can sell him copyrights. Went through every copyright in that company. We bought amazing songs that we own to this day. People Get Ready by Curtis Mayfield, When a Man Loves a Woman by Percy Sledge, 2 or 3 Ray Charles, like 25 of these songs. And we bought them under market to make up for the fact that they lost the copyright. When we bought the Beatles catalog, that was the grand slam. I found ATV Music, had Little Richard, the Beatles. So I called up Michael. I said, "ATV's for sale." "What's that?" I said, "The Beatles." It took us a year to get that catalog. It was owned by the robber baron named Robert Holmes, of course. Michael had an investment committee, and everybody said we were going to pay too much. Don't buy it. Very smart people. Michael slipped me a note. "Franca, don't negotiate. This is my catalog." 47.5, but there was a background music library. We sold that to Clive Calder for $6 million, so his net price was 41.5. And over the course of the deal, Michael earned over 1.5 billion, including the sale we did for 750. We got EMI and sold it for 285. We had over 30% annual return from 1985 to 2018.
Wow. This dude, Michael Jackson, was inevitable, was what it sounded like.
This school district has officially lost their battle against the Satanic Temple after trying to ban their after-school program. Just a few months ago, the temple decided to sue them, and not only did they end up winning, but the district now has to pay them $200,000 in fees. Parents who have already signed up their kids for this program are not only eager for them to learn more, but some have even encouraged others to start requesting this into your school.
I let my kids believe in whatever the hell they want to believe in.
Christina Long sorts through her kids' bag.
Got some pencils and we got a sticker.
New school supplies from her kids, a new group. The After School Satan Club.
Did your kids have fun today?
Oh yeah, they had a blast. They can't wait for the next one.
It's sponsored by the Satanic Temple. The After School program is popping up around the nation.
If you notice, she says she lets her kid believe whatever they want to believe in, but if there was no one guiding them down that path or encouraging it, then they would never know nothing about it. Unless they're putting out all the religions and then they're able to pick from it, then it's not whatever they want. But you guys, let me know what you think.
Wow, that is pretty crazy. Like I'm saying, man, to each is to own. But at the same time, I don't even think there's religious talk in public schools. I could have sworn that private schools are mainly the Catholic, the Christian, whatever type of religious schools that they have, are mainly private schools. And I feel like if that was to be taught, if that's what people chose, then that should possibly be some type of private school situation. But it is weird that they're trying to push particular agendas onto public school students. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this as well. Would you let your kid attend this school?
And what I just told you, but they do now, so I'm informing everybody. And the NSA doesn't understand it. Nobody really understands what's going on right now. But what the thing that they did figure out last night, before all the hubbub, so to speak, was that Rothschild clearly doesn't have any power on the planet. They did come to that conclusion last night. Last night it was a very angry conversation with operatives worldwide, I have to say. They don't know why they're not getting paid. But the one thing that did happen as well is we were at about 30% the other day, 30% cooperative with us, and the rest of them, 30% not cooperating with us. They didn't want to move forward. They wanted to keep things the way they were. They wanted to still report to Rothschild, either directly or indirectly, whether they knew it or not. And some of these revelations happened, I believe, because we don't have an umbrella military corporation anymore. No.
They're all gone.
No. Yep. Also a corporate, isn't it?
You lying sack beans. So you're telling me the family worth $500 trillion has no money right now?
Ain't no money.
August 27, 2023. They had $5 trillion, and then they had no money. So you're telling me the United States had $100 billion? The United States has more money than the Rothschilds right now. Look, I found this weird article. We gotta stop for a second, because look, read that, okay? And then what bothers me is when you click on that, it should have been Affleck. And when you click on the beautiful actress, it takes you to Anne Hathaway. So now I got to spend my time and go see what weird movies they've been in. But anyways, back to the Rothschild, because I found something really crazy, okay? And TikTok, this is reading an article, and this is literally about the descents of people who have...
Yeah.
Look at the people that the Rothschilds are connected to. The Vatican and the Pope. The man who just came out and said, we're sorry that we use false doctrines to colonize the world. The Vatican, the place still holding all those places of the colonized people, all the spiritual relics. Okay. And the richest family in the world, who has literally been here the entire time that history has been rewritten since the 1500s, along with this family, which I find it very cool and very weird, actually. Georgia Tanner. Okay. But look, something more important, because the Rothschilds being broke, but the Rothschilds also having their own private piece of land on Antarctica protected by none other than the freaking treaty intrigues me.
Wow.
You're really telling me you're dumb broke, but you still actively have an island, and it's real.
Wow.
And according to the treaty, as I said, you've been protected, and your island's been protected.
Wow.
What's it say? I don't know. Super protected after that weird thing that happened with that weird man that came out of Australia, the same place that you actually weirdly had some weird ties to. And then the people from there ended up in Poland, and now the people in Poland ended up in the place that we're fighting about right now. It's weird that you owned that place. But anyways, back to this cool thing in which the United States affirmed, look at the time frame, they affirmed you to have your own little private space and island in the place that nobody else can go to. I mean, how crazy cool is that? And then something really cool, because I found a whole article about your entire history. Somebody really loves you as much as I do. And I'm going to go read this, but what I found really cool, 1881, because that is the year I love. 1881, when the Bible was rewritten, look what else happened. The president of the United States, who only lasted 100 days, states 2 weeks before he was, whoever controls the volume of money in our country is absolute master of all industries. Isn't that called a monopoly? And if you're a monopoly and you're a certain family who's a certain religious or culture or something, and you monopolize it, that would technically mean that your community owns the world. Okay, I didn't say it. That's just what we'll read. But something else really cool that did it for me was the tunnel excavations that you guys were doing in 1883. And then went to school in 1885, and how you guys officially started to become lords when all you were banking Mongols, right? Or did you do some weird flip stuff with time and history in the Bible and put yourself in a weird position of power, and now you're trying to claim that you don't have that power? Okay, that'd be really cool. Guys, remember I keep telling you that the world just really coolly restarts every so often, but one group of people have seemed to made it through every single restart, every flood, every ice storm, since like the 1500s. 4 generations. And now they're saying they're broke. You're broke. How are you helping rewrite the COVID numbers right now for the world records? I want to know, what is your connection to the world that you would have such power and privilege to be doing that? I'm at the point where I feel like, remember that scene in John Wick where he was sitting at the giant table and he was literally telling us to our faces how systems of people at the very top control everything that trickles down like a monopoly, almost like it's pre-planned a program. What if every so often you just gotta reset the world because they wake up? You can't do that. But then no one ever questions like, hey, where are all the missing children? But if you have children, you have a missing ammonium nitrate, you got tunnels that were excavated, you got limestone tunnels that are unable to be, exploded. You got people flying to Cheyenne. You got a lot of weird stuff happening right now while everybody's looking at freaking Israel and Palestine. You got Elon Musk talking about you blowing stuff up in the film. My bad, guys. This turned to 5 minutes. If you're still here, I'm done with the Rothschilds, okay? We all
You speaking some facts.
Drop some other topics, because I know I'm missing some other news. I've been stuck in this foxhole for long enough. Oh, here's something random about you. I think we actually live in space. Okay, think about it. What do we breathe? We breathe oxygen. Okay, what is gravity? Gravity is oxygen minus something, right? And they say there's no water in space. But the man just broke the filament and he's trying to say that the water's coming out of there from in there. But that don't make sense. As beloved is beloved. And what if gravity is not real? They're actually explaining gravity in the opposite when they tell us, like, things don't float. Things are destined to go straight down. Because if you think about it, and the world is in a weird magnetic thing, and up is down and down is up. There's this weird scene in Taken, okay? Remember Taken 2 when he's describing to his daughter where to find him, and she's pointing at the map and she's looking at the map, okay? She's looking at it straight on. It's supposed to be north, south, east, west on the map, okay? And she's drawing circles around it. And he says in the 2 spots, you go east. And if you notice, she points to this one. And she's supposed to point to the other side where east is, but she actually points west, and he says east. Very subtle, but very important. Somebody's really lying about something, okay?
Somebody's lying about something. Who do y'all feel like it is? I'm positive we all know. But y'all definitely can let me know how y'all feel about this down below. Wow. I don't know if that's copyright, but wow. China introduced the invisible cloaks. Invisible cloaks. Yeah, that's crazy. Invisible cloaks. That is wild. Just imagine. How is that possible? How is that possible? Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Just imagine they use that as military. Like, that would be pretty crazy camouflage for a military tactics. And I feel like that this can be a pretty dangerous invention, if you ask me. I don't really have to say everything that can be wrong, but if people can walk around invincible and sneak into particular places, y'all can just let me know down below what place you think people will use this most.
Whoa! TikTok, y'all seen this? Hold on, let me pitch myself down to a little guy. Disney in the news, and they're saying that a 4-year-old girl came up missing. But wait till you hear how she came up missing according to the parents. Now, this article right here says a 4-year-old girl went missing at Disneyland in Los Angeles, as reported in a TikTok video, raising concerns and sparking a digital frenzy about the mysterious incident. Let me tell you. Now, we don't have a picture of the family or the kid. This happened to a Latino family, so the whole situation was told in their language. But through all the interpreters on TikTok, this is what they're saying happened. So this family, who was a Latino descent, said they went to this bathroom and saw a trap door similar to this open up, and that their daughter was down in there. They said the door closed, and they went to run and report it to security guards. They thought they was crazy. They said that they need to dig up this place in the bathroom, and they try to get these people to open this floor up so they can find their daughter. The daughter is still missing. Now these people have to go see psychiatrists because they're sticking to their story that their baby went into a hole in the floor similar to this at Disneyland in Los Angeles. And it's all over TikTok right now. Excuse me.
Yeah, bro, you need some water, man.
It's all over TikTok right now. And y'all need to go check it out for yourselves because this looks extremely convincing. And you see, this is a real thing. The floor is opened up and trap doors to a, now look at that.
Wow,
that looks perfect in line and don't even look like a trap door.
That's true. Don't even look like a trap door. I'd heard about that. That people are saying at Disney World that they're having basically like things in underground because there's been children that's been coming missing. Like it's basically like a headquarters for some unfortunate situations. You know, I don't really want to say the exact word because it's not really YouTube friendly, but a lot of you all understand.
The Latin alphabet we use comes from the Greek, which comes from the Phoenician, and if you wrap it around a circle, turn each letter 90 degrees, and combine them into 2-letter pairs, you see that our alphabet comes from the stars. Note, however, that these 3 signs are reversed. These are individually mirrored. Cancer has a basket on its head, and Aquarius is missing. The letter reversals are due to the sun's analemma still present in the alphabet, and that's the figure 8 pattern that the sun draws on the sky each year, and the direction the sun is moving through each sign causes the letter reversals. Untie the alphabet on the 7th of 22 letters. The basket on Cancer's head marks the summer solstice. Aquarius is silent because the early peoples believed his waters to be the underlying fabric upon which all the other signs lived and moved and had their being. And we can answer more questions if we look into the pictographic meanings of each letter, or if we stack the alphabet on a 7-layer cake.
Christians can't bear any of this stuff. They can't hear any of this stuff. They can't hear about the astrology. They get freaked out. Oh, don't talk to me about that. And yet, in Genesis 1, the very first page, it says, God says, let the stars be for signs. Well, if the stars are for signs, shouldn't you figure out what they mean? Psalm 147 says God named all the stars. Why did he call them Sagittarius and Aquarius and Aquila and Coma? Why did he call them those things? Nobody knows. Do you know the whole Bible was written in the stars before it was ever put on paper? And you can read the Bible by looking at the stars? No, you say, well, that's ridiculous. No, it's not. It's true. I say, well, I don't believe, that the stars influence people. Then why does it say in Job 38:32, can you bind the sweet influence of the Pleiades? Can you loose the bands of Orion? They're stars. And it says in the Bible, it says they influence people. I'm telling you, it's a shame that we have been made afraid of nature and the cosmos by this religion.
So can anybody please confirm this about what he was talking about with the Bible? I know a lot of people are very deep in the Bible, but I only really want to hear, like King James versions, because there's like one of the most original versions, any scriptures and more explanation on what he was trying to say, even if what he was saying was true.
In other news, the Tomb of Drake is set to be completed in downtown Toronto in late 2024.
The underground portion of the tomb is complete, and it's got everything Drake requested for the afterlife. So there's rooms filled with Patron, there's a room for 21 Savage, and there's also a fully functioning OVO store. To prevent grave robbers, we have had an old lady curse all the items. So if someone does steal something, for the rest of their life, they will be followed home by the Owl Man. Besides that, the only sealed item in Drake's sarcophagus is a pirated copy of Stranger Things on DVD.
What?
In other news, The Tomb of
Wait,
Drake.
if this is real, Drake really building a tomb right now in Canada? I know I got people that's in Canada. I know I have people that's in Canada because a couple people commented that they were from Canada. Drake is getting a tomb built in Canada? Nah, this dude is playing right now. This can't be real, y'all.
This rapper sold his soul and now he's begging for it back.
An artist admits they sold their soul and then they spend their whole career making music about how they regret it. Part 1, J. Cole. When he was 18 years old, he made a song called I Can Bust, and he straight up tells you, I sold my soul to Satan. Fast forward 10 years, he releases this album called Born Sinner with the demon as the album cover. In his song Voluminati, he says, according to the preacher man, he needs Jesus in him. But the devil runs the TV, so the demon's in him. I'm in trouble, did a deal with the devil, and now I'm pleading with him. Give me my soul. This man is begging, please give me my soul. I'm not letting go, but the devil doesn't play fair. Nowadays, it looks like he's trying to find God and fight for his soul.
I went and got baptized because I was like, I felt guilty for even having a thought that like, well, if what y'all are saying is this and what y'all, like for even having a negative thought about it. Like I went and got baptized, started reading the Bible, I was scared as fuck. And then it hit a point in my life where it's like I just fell off. I'm like, I'll let the answer come. And as I got older, I feel like I had a personal understanding of like what God is to me. Strong belief too.
This rapper is right. I know that is right. A strong belief too. If I'm not mistaken, when you sell your soul, it is non-refundable. But at the same time, he could also be talking about not living his purpose. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure if anybody that's which I'm still learning a lot of the Bible, but can anybody tell me how this situation will work with somebody who has already sold their soul? If they try to, if they wasn't knowing that what they were doing was selling their soul and they got deceived, but they realized later it's something they can reverse, which is, I could have sworn is non-reversible, non-refundable. You know what I'm saying? Once you buy, there's no return.
Letter from King Leopold II of Belgium to colonial missionaries, 1883. Reverends, fathers, and dear compatriots, the task that is given to fulfill is very delicate and requires much tact. You will go certainly to evangelize, but your evangelization must inspire above all Belgium interests. Your principal objective in our mission in the Congo is never to teach the to know God. This they know already. They speak and submit to a Mungu, one in Zambi, one in Zakomba, and what else I don't know. They know that to kill, to sleep with someone else's wife, to lie and to insult is bad. Have courage to admit it. You are not going to teach them what they know already. Your essential role is to facilitate the task of administrators and industrials, which means you will go to interpret the gospel in the way it will be the best to protect your interests in that part of the world. For these things, you have to keep watch on disinteresting our savages from the richness that is plenty in their underground. To avoid that, they get interested in it and make you murderous competition and dream one day to overthrow you. Your knowledge of the gospel will allow you to find texts ordering and encouraging your followers to love poverty, like, happier are the poor because they will inherit the heaven, and it's very difficult for the rich to enter the kingdom of God. You have to detach from them and make them disrespect everything which gives courage to affront us. I make reference to their mystic system and their war fetish warfare protection, which they pretend not to want to abandon, and you must do everything in your power to make it disappear. Your action will be directed essentially to the younger ones, for they won't revolt when the recommendation of the priest is contradictory to their parents' teachings. The children have to learn to obey what the missionary recommends, who is the father of their soul. You must singularly insist on their total submission and obedience. Avoid developing the spirit in the schools. Teach students to read and not to reason. There, dear patriots, are some of the principles that you must apply. You will find many other books which will be given to you at the end of this conference. Evangelize them so that they stay forever in submission to the white colonialists, so they never revolt against the restraints they are undergoing. Recite every day. Happy are those who are weeping because the kingdom of God is for them. Convert always the blacks by using the whip. Keep their women in 9 months of submission to work freely for us. Force them to pay you in sign of recognition goats, chicken, or eggs every time you visit their villages. And make sure that never become rich. Sing every day that it's impossible for the rich to enter heaven. Make them pay tax each week at Sunday Mass. Use the money supposed for the poor to build flourishing business centers. Institute a confessional system, which allows you to be good detectives denouncing any black that has a different consciousness contrary to that of the decision maker. Teach them to forget their heroes and to adore only ours. Never present a chair to a black that comes to visit you. Don't give him more than one cigarette. Never invite him for dinner even if he gives you a chicken every time you arrive at his house. The speech, which shows the real intention of the Christian missionary journey in Africa, was exposed to the world by Mr. Mukwani Bukoko, born in the Congo in 1915, and who in 1935, while working in the Congo, bought a second-hand Bible from a Belgian priest who forgot the speech in the Bible. Dr. Chidozie Okoro.
Wow. That boy King Leopold was honestly the devil, if you ask me. And learning about this dude and the fact that we never learned about this guy in history class is honestly heartbreaking. And I play these videos just for people to see and learn as well with me, because I tell y'all, this is a learning experience. I'm not teaching you anything. Like, I'm learning along with you all. And it doesn't matter really what level of learning that it's on. As long as it's something that we're learning new throughout the day, then that's really what all should matter.
The dark truth about your birthday. As most of you know, your thoughts create your reality. And on your birthday, what do you think? Another year older. Your birthday is speeding up your aging process, because every thought is a command to every cell in your body. So on your birthday this year, think this: I am youthful and timeless. I'm getting more and more beautiful each and every day. Add that to your morning routine. Comment below your birthday and see if you can find a birthday buddy.
Hey, October 10th, 1999. What's everybody's birthdays down below, please?
Drop a comment if you relate to this. But one thing that made me depressed, was being so aware. Does that make sense? Like, you know, when you're so aware of everything, I'm talking everything, you feel so deeply, broski, you don't even try to see, you see how people really think. Like, you know, when you see people's true intentions before they even see their true intentions, it's just like cool, innit? And when you wake up and understand what's happening in the world, even without understanding fully what's going on, just knowing some of the loopholes and some of the conspiracy theories and all of that, cool. So if you're in the room with me, you should know where we are with this. There's power to this. Don't get it twisted. I just need to explain a few things, you know what I'm trying to say? So I've realized this as well. I like being accurate. I like accuracy, right? So when people are wrong, I want to tell them and correct them. Does that make sense? Not especially if they're wrong about something to do with me. You know, when somebody's trying to tell you about you and you're like, bro, you're wrong. How do you tell me about what I was thinking, what I was doing, and how I was feeling about something? Moving on. Somebody left me a comment, right? And like I said, usually I'm the type to be, when something's inaccurate and somebody's think they're so right about it, I'm like, all right, let me explain to them. Like, that is draining. That is a waste of energy, bro. Like, and even when they're cocky with it and they're so wrong, they're righteously wrong, you're just like, you know, you actually want to slap them in the mouth. Like, who was you talking to? But moving on, no violence. But yeah, fam, look, I just realized, like, in that second, I went to go reply, right? And I said to myself, like, I know the truth. Like, I know the truth. Like, I know that if you're even writing this to yield this kind of thought that I don't need to correct you. You can think what you want and that is fine. Do you get me? It's like, and then it reminded me about this awareness. It's just like, if I can feel somebody's being off with me before they're being off with me, it makes me feel more off than them.
That's true.
You get what I'm trying to say? But I didn't, listen, I don't even want to start skipping around, but look, what I'm trying to explain to you is, the awareness, you have to start choosing what you want to be aware of and to the level you want to give energy to it. Does that make sense? You don't have to be unaware and just pretend like it's happening. You can't even turn that button off in your head anyway, so you know you can't do that. So this is the problem. This is why I'm even making this video, because as much as you even try to ignore certain things, bro, you cannot ignore it. Bro, spiritually, some of this I was ignoring as I was growing up here was a mess. And I would see happen, yeah, and I'd be like, let me mind my business. You know, like when you walk into a room and you see, listen, people don't do it, but like, look, yeah. Even certain, let's not even go into that. But look, you can't switch this off. Best way, treat it like one of them movie scenes when it's the montage where they find out about their power, they can't control it, and then it's the montage scene of them getting better as they control it, learning different ways to manage it. Like, you have to treat it like a power because it's a power. Now, if you use this thing properly, bro, you're a amazing person. Do you see what I'm trying to say? But bro, I'm at the stage in the movie, yeah, you know, like when I'm all falling over, I can't control the power properly. Like, certain days it's all right, other days I'm like, shit, I might blow my head off. Like, get me? Like, bro, you're all right, innit? Yeah? Just take this analogy, if this resonated in any way, because I'm telling you, the minute I went to go reply to that comment, I felt my energy getting taken from me, and I thought, right, when I pulled it back and thought, I don't need to address this, it made me realize that there's so many things that we're addressing that we don't need to address. We know. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, not everything. I'm not saying don't speak on nothing. I'm just saying choose the battles, bro. Use the energy wisely. Yeah? Because I'm telling you, like, on top of normal living day-to-day society, bro, I'm telling you, this little bit here that we're doing, yeah, is us up a lot more than we think, bro. Like, there's already too much happening outside that's drawing your energy. Like, you need to be very... What's the word? You need to be very... What's the word? You need to be very clear and have intention on what you're doing and where you're putting your energy. You get what I'm trying to say? So, cool people, if you resonate in any way, drop me a blood clot comment, yeah? But love people.
Nah, he was speaking facts, man. You definitely have to choose your battles wisely. And I honestly do that a lot, just even throughout the day. When it's a lot of things that you do know just within the world, it can be very draining when you constantly put yourself in a position for you to even feel that particular way and for you just to see things. But like he said, yeah, some things that you just can't control. Yeah, man, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this episode. We ended it off here. I do hope that you all enjoyed it as well. If you did, please make sure to give this video a huge like. I'm telling you all, the more likes that this video get, the higher that it will rank. And I also let you all know that this is a learning session. This is not something that I just do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a teacher. I'm a learner. So if you learned something new today, please comment it down below if it changed your reality and possibly change just the way you think in general. And we'll see you all tomorrow.